Good afternoon. Hi there, welcome to the stream, everybody. More like VAE VICTIS. I like that laugh. I'm probably going to use that a few times. Hi there, Alice. Hi, I'm ready for the weekend as well, even though I haven't really done anything this week because I've been fired. But it's been a tiring week. Turns out there's a lot of like paperwork involved in getting fired. Who knew? Well, getting made redundant, which is just a polite way of saying getting fired. And yes, Silk, this is the unreleased track from... Oh, thank you for the head pats. This is the unreleased track, Souls of Mist, which is the character creation music and also the same motif as the Nexus from Demon Souls. I really like it, and Rai kindly remixed it a bit so that it won't get copyright struck, hopefully. But also, I really like this mix. I think it's just slow enough and like bassy enough that, I don't know, I could listen to this for hours. And I probably will. But for now, let us switch over to Legacy of Kain, which has a slightly less good soundtrack. This game, I think they use Ozar Midrashim a few times, but not nearly enough. It's not a bad soundtrack, I will say. My avatar is struggling a little bit. I could def fall asleep to that music. It's so nice. Yeah, it's really nice. I have to once again thank Rai for remixing it for me. And yeah, they really do just love to make you do tedious paperwork when your life is being destroyed. Anyway, let's play some gay vampires. I can't remember whether this game opens up with a revisit of what happened on the last game. Don't think it does.
Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw, a better throw against one's destiny. What was a king to do?
That was very well timed, Ellie. This track is just like, they knew they cooked with this one.
But does one ever truly have a choice? One can only match, move by move, the machinations of fate, and thus defy the tyrannous stars.
Oh, what a line. So yeah, as I thought, it doesn't quite summarize where the story's at. Hi there, Meatomaton. Kain talks as if things weren't mainly his fault. Look, he's not to blame. It was preordained. Kain does have a lot of like, I'm a small being energy about me. It's like, I didn't mean to do all these terrible things.
And so I returned to the sanctuary of my enemy, the fortress of the Sarafan Brotherhood. deemed impossible for any man to penetrate. Impossible for any man.
Juicy.
Deep within these walls my prey awaited. Mobius, the time streamer, deceiver and eternal gamester, using
A gamester.
beings as his pawns.
What could I, the immortal god king of the vampires, possibly have done?
But we had swept that area already.
Not well enough, but no matter. We purged every last one of that brood with fire, and their souls now rest.
Lord Mobius will be pleased.
It was time for Mobius to answer a few questions.
Spoiler alert,
I
Mobius
hope
will
I
answer
can
no
say
questions.
To find him in a forthcoming mood.
Mobius the time streamer, eternal gamester, what's his Twitch username? Hi there, Sign of Zeta. Now, let's quickly recap the story. Raziel refused to kill Kain when he was supposed to. That caused a shuffling of fate. Raziel slipped into the spirit world, and that was where we left off. So that's story-wise where we are. Gameplay-wise, I think this game is a huge improvement on the previous games. It actually has like a functioning combat system. You can like do combos and launches, and it's very, as you can tell from the fixed camera angles, it's trying to be a Devil May Cry game, and it's doing a pretty good job, I think. Sound design leaves a little bit desired. But, you know, it's even got the same problems that other Devil May Cry games have, which is that sometimes when you walk around a corner, the camera angle changes, and you can't tell which way you're supposed to be facing. Can't. There we go. Hold L1 to feed. There we go. Devil May Cry, but with gay vampires. Should have been a smash hit. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not quite as good as a Devil May Cry. But, you know, like, a subpar Devil May Cry game is still, like, a Devil May Cry game. It's a shame we don't get games trying to be DMC much these days. Final Fantasy 16 is the only recent one I can think of. Devil May Cry isn't about vampires, meat automaton. It's about demons. As a demon myself, I feel the need to clarify the difference. Oh, I can't get through there. What? Kain climbs walls so slowly compared to Raziel. But yes, right, honestly, yeah, this game is mostly about... Kain spends most of it looking for Raziel.
Oh, please, no.
From time to time, it is necessary to feed. And the unusual event of a feast prepared by the Sarafan must be savored.
They don't actually have an animation for feeding from the people who are chained up, though, so you just sort of suck the blood into your face from afar. Which is quite funny, I think. It's also not clear to me why the Sarafan have, like... Oh, by the way, this is what the remaster version looks like. Infinitely inferior, I think. I don't need to eat from all these people. Yeah, Kain bought a sippy straw. I don't know what's the problem recently, but my phone, whenever I plug it in as a
What was
webcam,
that?
it seems to get notifications and vibrate based on it. It doesn't do that normally. I have it set to like silent.
The touch of water is like acid to a vampire. I had to find another way to pass.
Kain thinking about ways in which he can pass. Yeah, no. Look at the difference. Like, I honestly don't know why they changed so many of the textures so drastically. The character model looks fine. He looks more sort of like he does in the cutscenes. I don't like the UI. The UI just looks a lot more boring. I was just thinking how nice it might be to have your blood sucked whilst chained up. I bet it feels pretty good, yeah. I mean, I'd let Kain do that to me. Yeah, the game also has this like weird leveling up system where the more you kill, the more kills you get, like you level up and gain new attacks. It's sort of the way like a Devil May Cry game works, but you unlock the attacks way too slowly. Given how
This
sort of
passage undoubtedly
not
led to the
game-changing
timeless
they are.
dreamer. My prey was nearly in my grasp. But the door had been sealed by a blessed barrier. As I approached, the Reaver resonated in response. Perhaps its dark sorcery could
Sorry, I'm not
dispel
here at
these
the moment.
holy
Currently
barriers.
out with my mother, but I hope I'll be home before the end of stream. Happy food, Joshua.
Oh, well, thank you for dropping in, Dom. Even just leaving your phone surreptitiously on my stream in your pocket helps my viewer figures, so... Yeah, I'm kind of sad that games don't do this more these days, of like having like this fixed camera angle, because it makes the game so much more cinematic. I actually want to... Juicy. Right. The exact same sound effect for both of them. I don't need a map. I know where I'm going. I've got that already. I think there's a trophy for standing on top of this. Yeah, there we go. What does Sarafan blood taste like? I bet their blood tastes quite sort of rich, because they seem somewhat like hypocritical. They call the vampires monsters, but you know, they're way more monstrous. So I bet their blood tastes quite sort of like, I don't know, rich with an overbearing flavour. Mm-hmm. Right, maybe I do need a map. I think I might be lost. Ah, no. Bro begins the game by jumping on a statue. Game of the year. Yeah, like, it's funny, because obviously the original game wouldn't have had trophies, so it's funny what they added trophies for. Again, I don't necessarily think games have been that much improved by trophies. They were a cool concept, and in some games they're a fun thing to encourage you to play the game more thoroughly. But a lot of the time they're just sort of like,
these pathetic humans
they're like stamp
have.
collecting. And sometimes they're just such like horrendous busy work.
Vampire!
Oh, I was about to take a sip of tea, and then these sons of bitches attacked me. Look at that combo! That's about all we can do, though, in the air at the moment. So yeah, much like Devil May Cry, you have your like basic attacks. You have like a launcher, and you can either choose to follow the opponent up into the air or not. Then you've got like this telekinesis ability where you can throw people around. It's really fun and kind of underused, honestly. I want this.
This emblem was unmistakably of vampire origin and designed to enhance the Reaver's power. But this coincidence seemed too convenient. Mobius clearly meant for me to find it.
And yet I'll still take it.
Don't let him escape!
Don't let him escape!
Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
I could promise you the same, but it would be a lie.
Yeah, I don't... Automatic combat mode targets enemies. R1 yeah, so you have this like lock-on mode where you lock on to an enemy automatically. Oh yeah, I can feed the Reaver with their... So the more attacks you do, you build up like a meter at the bottom. And then you can do like spells when it's full. Or you just get like a big damage boost. And I want Kain to say a very specific line when I feed the Reaver. But he's not going to say it. He's probably going to blue ball me on it.
This barrier had a curious resonating effect on the Reaver.
There we go. What a puzzle. How? So here's one of the criticisms I have of this game's combat system. They clearly realized that the game's way too easy. You know, compared to your Devil May Cries, you don't really need to like employ much strategy to fight the enemies. So the ways in which they've tried to balance the game and make it harder is, one, a lot of enemies later in the game just have these huge health pools, and two, basically every enemy in the game has an attack which will knock you flat on your ass, and there's nothing you can really do about it. There's no block button. The evasion isn't brilliant, and the attacks come out pretty fast, so... Light out.
Victus.
There we go, VAE VICTIS. We love a tuney vampire, don't we, Lex? Don't we? I also like how games of this era were just fine having an evil protagonist. Yeah, like...
This
you know,
door had been equipped with a singular lock, requiring an unusual key. Somehow, I would find it.
I also love that the characters just talk to themselves about what they're going to do next. I would find the key that unlocked this door. The door that vexed me so. Oh yeah, I have to aim the telekinesis. I would find the key and place it in the keyhole, whereupon my victory would be complete. Welcome to the tutorial room. Practice how to do attacks. I think I'm alright though. the combat system isn't that deep. Whoops. But yeah, no, there are a bunch of games from this era that were just fine having like evil protagonists. Or like protagonists that were like, dark and edgy. Like, Shadow the Hedgehog is honestly another one where games were experimenting with like, what if the main guy is like not just like a smiley hero who's nice all the time. Cadaverous Laceration. Executing a quick flurry of sweeping strikes, I am easily able to overwhelm multiple lesser opponents as their blood sprays across the air. What that means is you can do like a rush attack. I want to... VAE VICTIS. But against single targets, the rush attack is extremely good because... Let's try doing one of the Reaver spells. That was fun. I love how an evil main character was kind of a novel concept at the time. Yeah, I mean, I feel like more games should experiment with it. It's kind of fun being like, you know what, my character's a baddie. I mean, it's debatable the extent to which Kain really is a baddie. Hi there, Styx. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for turning me into a cat. I will use this power responsibly. Or irresponsibly. Oh, combo matted. VAE VICTIS. I ought to get a VAE VICTIS redeem in my in my stream redeem. Kain is definitely a bit of a bastard, but I don't think anyone really coats themselves in glory in the world of Nosgoth. Like the Sarafan aren't exactly heroes either. Like, Kain isn't especially evil compared to anybody else in this world. Also, he can fly, so how bad can he really be? That was fun. Oh, I'm stuck. I think we're about to move over this. Yes! Time to wreck the gap. Sorry, but if any game ever puts destructible things in the environment, I will destroy them all. Vampire warlords don't have the best reputations most of the time. No, he doesn't have a good reputation, but like I'm saying, he's not especially better or worse than anyone else in Nosgoth, really. Whoops. Now, here's one of the areas where I think the fixed camera angle makes the platforming feel quite fun. There are other places where the fixed camera angle does not, and I switch it to the modern camera so that you can actually make the jumps, because it can be very hard to judge distance sometimes. And that's one of the ways the game sort of mixes you up later on, is just by having very hard jumps over instant death pits. And it's just much easier if you do it in a modern camera.
Yes, I understand.
I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm too Raziel-pilled, but I'm making apologetics for Kain.
You needn't linger in the shadows, Kain.
Replaced the voice actor for Mobius.
Hasn't it?
Big L,
banter,
honestly.
Mobius. You know why I'm here.
Yes, Raziel. You sought to introduce your own pawn into this game, and now he's been swept from the board.
By your hand, I suspect. Where is he?
Perhaps you should
Where
ask
is my boyfriend?
how humiliating it must be for you to come begging at my doorstep for answers.
Enough wordplay.
Don't threaten me, Kain. You see, I have the upper hand.
I like that it's never explained where Mobius's anti-vampire staff comes from,
To the scepter's power,
or why it works.
like any common vampire. Still so arrogant after all these years, thinking you've devised some brilliant plan. You know nothing. You have read the signs, but missed their meaning.
You know nothing,
You
John
believe
Kain.
you are that myth of vampire.
How dare you come into my goon cave and threaten me,
and that
Kain?
Raziel holds the key to fulfilling your destiny. But your messianic delusions have blinded you to Raziel's true nature. You have no idea what you've unleashed.
You have no
There was
idea.
a time when you might have heeded wise counsel when it was offered. Now,
Reach for the sword again, Kain.
your vanity has made you witless. You will have to learn the truth for yourself. You'll be needing this. Your strength will return after I have departed. But by then, you will have more urgent concerns than pursuing me. Perhaps, when we next meet, you will have learned a little humility.
I mean, that was already plenty humiliating for Kain. A Dom top, being forced to his knees.
These strange creatures seem to manifest from the very shadows.
I love it when people say the very something. The very shadows. These strange creatures manifest from the very shadows. I don't know why, it's just very amusing to me as a phrase.
Mobius's attempt at stopping me was not one of his better efforts. When I found him, it would be my turn to offer a few surprises.
What are you going to do, Kain? You have no power against his staff. Anyway, look who it is. Speaking of being forced to his knees.
Surrender, Raziel. Abandon this petty rebellion. It was I who made you. Your life had played out, and in my grace, I spared you. You are my reaper of souls. You have no other purpose, no higher destiny. Just this. Accept your calling, Raziel. Let go of these vain hopes. Relinquish your will and feed.
No.
What do you profit from this defiance?
There's
Title
some
drop.
grim satisfaction in infuriating you.
My patience is eternal, Raziel. How many eons can you bear to languish here? The wheel of fate
What a
must turn.
brat, yeah.
All are redeemed in the cleansing agony of birth, death, and rebirth. This is the engine of life, the purifying rhythm of the universe, to which all souls are irresistibly drawn. Yours is a necessary and noble function, Raziel.
Enough of your sermonizing. Are you trying to bore me into submission? Why must this game go on? We both know what you are. You are no better than the vampires you so despise. A voracious parasite, cloaking its appetite in a shroud of righteousness. I refuse to do your will.
I can see into your heart, Raziel. It is not your will, but cowardice that keeps you here.
Coward.
How so?
You know what fate awaits you when you leave the underworld. That phantom weapon you bear is a constant reminder, isn't it? The sword is waiting for you out there somewhere, and you tarry so as not to meet it.
I could not deny it. As long as I lingered
He
here
had me
defying
there.
my captor, I was able to postpone what I feared was my inevitable doom. To become the ravenous spirit imprisoned in the Reaver Blade. But that sentence was no worse than the stalemate I now endured. Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
Harvester of souls, I created you. And to this function, my angel of death, you will return.
Enough. Yes, I submit.
Very good. Indulge your...
You can tell this was written by a Fujoshi.
Yes, embrace your calling.
Like, entire dialogue lines of just
You
men
will find
panting.
that just as defiance has its price, so obedience has its rewards.
And submission is not always what it seems.
Chef's kiss. I just love this dialogue. Go for a little runabout. Good boy, says the Elder God. Yeah, Raziel only wants to sub for the right master.
Below me swirled an ominous-looking mist. I knew that if I fell, it would mean my peril.
I was platforming over an instant kill field. The bane of many platforming, hero.
Do you believe your worthiness is so easily proved? Your way is sealed until you have offered further evidence of your obedience.
I must feed you before I depart this place.
You must feed yourself, Raziel.
The wheel must turn.
Ah, now you understand.
I do like the way you can now just walk around doing the soul gathering thing. I don't know why, that's a very amusing animation to me. Am I supposed to be able to get up? Maybe. Maybe not. Gulp. What do the souls
You may
taste like, do you
go,
think?
But remember, you are mine.
I think they taste like Fox's
You
Glacier
can no more
Mints.
escape from me than you can escape yourself.
You're gonna have to jack him off. But remember, you are mine.
You want this room cleared of its vermin.
If you wish to leave it,
Your will be done.
my good servant.
Once again, you can just tell this game was written by a Fujoshi. Gobble. Bam. It's a lot harder to tell when they're ready to be swallowed. Fair enough.
See? Obedience brings prompt rewards.
Obedience brings prompt rewards. I mean, say what you like about the Elder God. He does know how to be a Dom. Yeah, it can't all be stick. It's got to be a little bit of carrot as well.
Where do you think you're going, little soul?
Little soul. Oh yeah, they call him Little Raziel later on.
You can't escape. Raziel.
Fall down and start this again.
Clever indeed.
Clever indeed. Yeah, the graphics are really trippy in the underworld segments. Oh, I don't know how I get that book up there. Do I care? Right.
I've endured your game long enough.
I could probably bomb to it from there, but platforming would be way easier if I could actually do that.
Clearly my escape had not been anticipated, or my benevolent master would not have expended such efforts to prevent me from going. And if my departure displeased him, then that was a victory, however small, for me.
For me. How many awakenings do you think this game series prompted? I know it's at least one, and I'm not talking about myself. I mean, yeah, like the intro cutscene of the first game of Soul Reaver. There was a game before it called Blood Omen, which I haven't played on stream.
In the spectral realm, water is as thin as air, putting this opening far beyond my reach. But once I found my way into the physical world, I might be able to swim up there.
But yeah, the intro cutscene of Soul Reaver 1 definitely was like, it made me feel funny.
This door would only open when fitted with an appropriate artifact.
An
But to
appropriate
use such an
artifact.
object, I would first have to find a way back into the material realm.
I mean, yeah, part of the reason I'm sharing my little awakening story is, to give others in the chat a bit of plausible deniability. Oh, these bloody monsters. So, much like Soul Reaver 2, the game knows that if you just run past every combat encounter, it would be too short.
At last, I discovered a conduit into the material realm. I would finally escape the spirit world and take one step farther from my tormentor.
Did you think to receive the same favors after your rebellion as before? No, Raziel. I have no need for you to enter the physical world, so no conduit will be granted. You serve me adequately as a wraith, and a wraith you will remain.
A wraith you will remain.
So, my restraints had not been removed, only loosened. I would not be held prisoner in the spectral realm. There had to be another way.
There had to be another way. Well, luckily for you, Raziel. Oh, I don't want to go back through here.
As I emerged, I was granted a vision of what I would become.
I can't remember whether the Elder God has explained how long Raziel has been imprisoned for.
Of my master, hunting the lost souls that struggle to escape the endless twilight of the underworld.
They don't T-pose through the gate anymore. No, they don't, but they have, you know, given it a cool animation instead, so... Whoops. Ow. Hey! Hey! Fighting the enemies, these enemies, is kind of tedious, honestly. Having to jump up
My
and...
master's plan for me was ominously clear. Like these mindless hunters, I existed only to fuel him with souls, siphoning their energy to feed him and his wheel of fate. I had to break these bonds, while I still possessed my own will.
I had to break these bonds. Back to Kain. Oh, you know those monsters we fought when we cleared this room? Let's just fight them again. The game does this a lot as well. But there's really not a lot to the combat. You kind of mash square through a lot of those kind of combat encounters.
This artifact seemed as though it was made for that unusual lock. Now the door could be opened.
The falcon insignia appears to have glitched out a little bit. No matter. Crunch. Huh. There's like an invisible thing here that I can't run through. Now, where was that door? Was it? More of these. Yeah, I can just leave. I can simply walk away. Do not allow them to perturb my peace of mind. No, they're perturbing my peace of mind by blocking the door. There we go. Here's a lot of some blood. I love walking backwards, doing the, like, the feeding animation. So goofy. Yeah, sound design could use a bit of work sometimes. Hitting bricks probably shouldn't sound like that. I want to get the aerial combo. VAE VICTIS. Go on, say the line, Kain. Ow. VAE VICTIS. VAE VICTIS. Who up VAEing they Victus? Yeah, I definitely need to get a VAE VICTIS stream redeem.
Malik, the great Sarafan warrior. I had met him before. His sword and shield seemed to have gone astray.
Malik. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Where's the door I can open? No, not gonna say it. Okay.
VAE VICTIS.
There we go. Oh, I needed like a VAE VICTIS counter. Oh, I should... Now that I don't have a job, I could just go through my streams and like put an on-screen counter for like how many times Kain says VAE VICTIS. He's being very restrained with it at the moment. Now, I might need to actually look at the map. Yeah, local map, please. Was the door? Oh, it was in the yeah, in the round room, which was this way, right? VAE victim. That's good. I like that. No, wait. It's the wrong way. Isn't it? Yeah, it is the wrong way. I need to go across the drawbridge, I think. I know I looked at the map like a few seconds ago. And I'm running out of blood. Find some blood to drink. Yeah, the idea that you're like constantly ticking down how much blood you have is like, I think as a kid would have like made me feel really anxious playing the game, but as an adult it's like, well, it's not, I realize it's not really like a big obstacle honestly most of the time. But it's also a game mechanic that the game developers knew doesn't really work because you're going to spend a lot of time running around corridors not knowing where to go or what to do. Spellcasters, oh, very nice. So they put these like little blood fountains everywhere that you can drink from. Sanguine censure. Once an opponent is flung helpless in the air, I can follow suit, catching them before they fall, carving their flesh and bone with a second assault. What is that? VAE VICTIS. It looked like I stabbed him in the dick for a second. You pre-ordered dinner and Deliveroo reversed the transaction. You pre-order the order straight away or wait till your boyfriend got home. Why would Deliveroo have reversed the transaction, I wonder? That's my boyfriend in the chat talking about the food order we made. Yeah, I don't know why that would have happened. I'll wait till you get back, I think. Because I'll have to unplug. It'll be a whole thing now that I'm streaming. I haven't got access to my phone. That sucks. Like, why did that happen?
Tell me, where can I find your master?
I might be able to.
Quickly, Mobius is
in the tower.
good.
Nah. Yeah, reorder. Cancel your order due to unavailable items. Okay. Well, what's unavailable then? Why did my... Right, okay. Something on the menu they're just not doing anymore. Good stuff. Okay. Do this. Sorry everybody, I'm being invisible because I'm ordering food because I'm hungry. There we go. Now, meet my webcam. Sorry to be boring, everybody. Bad streamer, bad streamer. I'm gonna need to make my whole screen vanish for a second. Oh, no, actually, I don't know. Why isn't that working? Great, my camera's just died now. No, this was... Yeah, okay, why is it just stopped being a webcam? Continue being a webcam, please. Tell my phone to be a webcam. There we go. Twitch is going to put him in the contraption for this one. I feel really guilty whenever I'm just... It's dead air. There we go. I'm back. I'm back. There, you can throw things at me. Oh, I lost so much, like... Oh, these guys were waiting for me as well. I feel so bad. Oh well, time to kill them. Thank you for throwing a monster at me. I've been on a monster detox recently. Not necessarily, like, voluntarily. I just haven't been out to go and buy some more. A little snack on this guy. Thank you for turning me into a cat. Well, now that I've been a bad streamer, I might as well do the other bad streamer thing, which is ask everybody still watching if you could refresh your browser, please. Click refresh if you're watching on Twitch. Close and open the app if you're watching on your phone. Same goes for YouTube, I think, although it's not as much of a problem. Yeah, refreshing your browser does help, I think, keep the view count current. Does help me. Where am I going? Where am I? Ooh. Nice. More telekinetic power for me. Did I come through this door? Surely not. I did not. Son of a bitch. See, like, when your, like, sword, clinks against their defense, the sound should probably be a little bit more, like, dramatic than just the sound of cutlery. Thank you, Sign of Zeta. From next week, I think I want to stream more fighting games, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to set a bot to remind me to refresh the stream and stuff. Hey, he's enhanced. Son of a Mobius. I should be feeding on some of these people because I'm running out of blood. Look at Kain just stood there. I placed the insignia inside the door which had vexed me so. Nice. Wait, I don't think I was supposed to jump down there. Yeah, no, I absolutely wasn't. Back through the vexatious door. I had taken a wrong turning, jumping from a ledge too eagerly. If fate was to smile on me, I'd have to control my urge to jump from the ledge. I jogged through the corridors of the Sarafan fortress. A brisk jog. Keep the blood pumping. And then I fell off a ledge. Again. Don't know how I get back up there, or if I can. Can you believe this is meant to, I think, be the same place as the big cathedral in Soul Reaver 2? VAE VICTIS. Yeah, I definitely wasn't meant to jump off that ledge. I see ledges and I want to jump off them. Right. This time. No jumpy. Brisk jog, brisk jog. Kain walks his own path. Jumps his own ledges. And then don't jump off this ledge either. Oh, I kind of want to play like some of the Tony Hawk's games again. Oh. Block puzzling, yay! I found myself unable to resist the sinister desire to yeet myself from the balcony. A troubling conundrum.
Malek's missing shield. I hated to restore his dignity, but I would need to return this to his monument before I could progress.
Same fucking person designed this castle as designed the Spencer Mansion in Resident Evil. Or the Raccoon City Police Department. For that reason. My stomach just did like the biggest rumble. It'd be extremely embarrassing if the microphone caught that. Still hiding in the corner. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has the most of what the Tony Hawk's game offers. Yeah, like the Bomb Rush Cyberpunk's really fun because you don't need to be like good at games to feel like you're really, you know, like, you know, really like a good mastery of it. But like, you still do need to be kind of, you know, you still need to know the routing through the level, which is, I think, the most fun part of like a Tony Hawk's thing, rather than all like the memorizing all the different like combos and stuff. Have I played BRC on stream yet? I think I did. I played it a little bit a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'd be up for playing through all of BRC on stream as well. It's very, very casual, fun to yap whilst playing, and has some great characters in it. I just would never shut up about Solace. He's my beautiful angel, and I love him. Poor little angel boy who threw himself in the trash. I just like, oh, just thinking about him, I'm welling up. You can knock them into each other like dominoes. Hey, you. VAE VICTIS. And you get a VAE VICTIS. Oh, are they all dead? The music's a little more dramatic than it really needs to be at this stage. It's glitching through the scenery. Ow. I'm busy picking up a rune. Fucking reverb on that. So good. Oh no, come on. Ah. Ah. Yes! Oh, time to pick up a rune. Look at Kain's face while he does that. He looks so happy. Malek's sword.
Malek's sword belonged in his right hand. However distasteful this errand was, I would return it to its proper place.
However distasteful this errand was. I want to throw them off the edge. I'm gonna need to... Oh, we can't do it over here. Come on, guys. Come on. Oh, damn. Oh, that's too good. Ow. Ow. See, this is what I'm talking about. The preponderance of enemies who have an attack which just knocks you on your ass. VAE VICTIS. I think Kain actually says it wrong. He says like VAE VICTIS. I think it's VAE VICTIS.
I look forward to finding Mobius and resuming our conversation.
I looked forward to finding Mobius. What do you think Kain says to Raziel when he impales him on his sword? Kain confirmed as not part of Caesar's Legion, at least. Yeah, he doesn't know how to pronounce Latin words correctly. I mean, to be fair, neither does a lot of Caesar's Legion in Fallout. It. camera angle. Die, vampire! Hi there, Kevin Oncra? Kevin on CRA? I don't know, how are we saying that? Hello, welcome to the stream. Air juggles. I mean, it's not hard to do an air juggle in this game. You know what, I need some more blood. Call me Kevin. Fair enough. Hi there, Kevin. How are you all doing today? Oh yeah, I need to go and do some platforming. Oh, I need to go to the other side, don't I? I need to go to the other side, don't I? You know what I'm gonna do. Oh, come on. Oh, damn. Oh, come on. Every single one. Oh, I remember I got stuck here for ages because it's really not clear where to go and what you're supposed to do. But you go in here, you break this, and then you're supposed to just notice that wall's breakable. And so is this one. Get through to the other side. A decorative sword. But unfortunately, like, we've basically seen all the sort of depth the combat system in this game has to offer us. Like, it's clear they had a vision for this to be, like, similar to a Devil May Cry, but they didn't really know how to make Devil May Cry combat, like, work. It's such a good attack. Hang on. Clean. Oh yeah, we got the fire emblem here.
Curious.
Curious.
This artifact, joined with the relic I discovered earlier, appeared to be but one fragment of a larger emblem. This shard was endowed with elemental fire, enhancing both the Weaver and my telekinetic powers.
My telekinetic powers. remember what I'm supposed to do here. Why can't I target this thing? There we go. Doesn't open the door. Do I need these two to not be lit? Yeah, I think that's it. There's a secret in there as well, but damn. Dying to just the fact that you don't have very much health because you've spent too long on a puzzle doesn't feel that good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Wait. Thought I rip Kain. He just turns into a load of bats and then he's back. Right as rain. Actually need this camera angle for a second. Batted. Get batted, mate. Yeah, and also, very counterintuitively, you now have to go back across here. Whoa! Camera angle changing completely fucked me. Oh, don't send me back to that room where I have to light the torches again. Oh, motherfucker. These guys spawn again as well. No, they didn't. Thank God. More like Mobius. That gamester. Torch. I wonder why Mobius has this in his building. I would not have this because it seems beneficial to Kain. Telekinetically powered switches. That should be like a category of people on Grindr or something. Mobius is just a sicko like that.
Here you are at last. I see you found a fragment of the balance emblem. This will be of even further use to you. If you can find the other three.
Where's my boyfriend?
Now, shall we?
Yes. Let us continue our conversation, but on a somewhat different footing. Now, what do you have to tell me, Mobius?
You cannot kill me. We both know that this is not how or when I die.
Death is not the only possible outcome.
Your delusions of fulfilling the vampire's foolish prophecies have badly distorted your judgment.
Badly.
Raziel is not what you think.
You dare imagine what I think.
So, you prevented Raziel's soul from entering the Reaver. Do you believe for a moment that by this you have averted your fate? Or his? Or that of Nosgoth itself? Your manipulations are pathetic.
Yet Raziel retains his free will, and that's what frightens you, isn't it, Mobius? You cannot see his path, and so you cannot control it.
And neither can you.
Neither
Yes,
can
Raziel
you.
is shrouded from us, but we see the ripples of his potential actions, and every path he might choose leads to the same outcome. He will kill you, Kain. In sparing Raziel, you have written your own death sentence.
Death
You still have not
sentence.
answered the question I came to ask. Where is Raziel?
He is not, in a true sense, here. Not now.
Don't try my patience, Mobius. What have you done with him?
He is contained. In time, it may be safe to release him. His destiny must be completed. He will enter the sword. But until that time, he is dangerous. Far more dangerous than you could understand.
And your incontrovertible evidence?
The answers are plain, if you know where to look. Go west of the pillars. There you will find a testament, written in stone.
But stones, too, can lie.
Even a stone can lie.
The pillars of Nosgoth stood pristine against the horizon. To the west, I would find the enlightenment Mobius felt I lacked.
Whee! Back to the blue bottom himself.
There had to be a way to escape the spirit world without the help my master was pleased to deny me. Only in the material realm would I have a chance to seek my destiny, or change it.
Oh yeah, I can't actually get that because I'm not in the material realm. Gulp. Can't remember what the right way to get. There's about 4 different ways you can go here, and 3 of them are wrong. I think this might be the wrong way. Oh, maybe it's not. Yeah, if barriers are appearing, that's usually a good sign. Gulp.
In this crypt, I discovered ethereal gases rising from the moldering corpse within.
Ethereal
As
gases.
I neared, I felt a distinct spiritual pull, and the closer I approached, the more that pull intensified.
So this is kind of a cool, like, thing that you need to find, like, bodies to resurrect into. But the animation plays out every time, and it is a bit
In the
long.
end, it was not difficult. I projected myself down into that tomb and found myself reborn into the material world. It was a loathsome vessel, but with an effort of will, that too could change.
A loathsome vessel.
These gargoyles quickened as I drew near, triggering the door to close. I would need to find some means of approaching the door without being observed.
I have a loathsome vessel as well, you hot special. Oh. Fighting these vines gets very old very fast. Yeah, so here's where some of the good music like starts to kick back in.
It says she won't go near the place.
I tell you, the pillars are haunted.
Haunted?
I heard a woman's voice talking and moaning. And
Talking
there was
and moaning?
No one there.
How many vampires have you killed? And you can't face down one ghost.
I knew who these were. Vampire hunters, scouring the countryside, destroying what had once been my kind.
My God, what is that? A vampire or a demon?
Where?
Here.
Get him!
Get him!
Quickly! No mercy.
Ow! Ow! Hey!
Don't belong in this world, vampire.
Rip their souls out their body. I'll be taking that.
These were Mobius's hunters, mercenaries enlisted in his crusade to exterminate the vampires. His insignia was unmistakable. But this meant I'd been captive in the underworld for centuries. I had lost 500 years. Then I knew what ghost it was that haunted the pillars. Ariel, the specter of the murdered Balan's guardian. Perhaps she could provide the answers I sought. But first I would have to find a way out of this cemetery.
Right, yeah, so we're 500 years in the future from where Kain is. But by this time, the pillars have been destroyed.
This temple's facade hinted at some ancient vampire
We
origin,
all oversleep
for it
sometimes,
bore the sign
exactly.
of the Reaver and was marked with the elemental symbol of light. The mystery of the Reaver might be answered within, but this edifice was too high for me to reach.
Could not yet reach the high edifice. I would have to find a way to platform up there. Right. Can't remember whether I go this way first.
Fallen hero, renegade and traitor. What is this? How do you know me?
Raziel, what are you? Why should I know your name? You are nothing.
It seemed
just
my
negging me.
method of entering the physical realm was not altogether original. But where had these beings come from?
Yoink. guys later. Little Raziel. I call him Little Demon, Little Raziel. What bastards. Eat the other two. I'd lost 500 years. Yeah, losing 500 years to doom scrolling. Felt. Yeah, I can swim. But what do I want to swim in here? Oh yeah. Ornamental shield. Yeah, this music's cool. Very vibesy music. When am I going to level up as Raziel and get access to some more attacks? Oh. Still waiting for the soundtrack to help him. Oh! That a quad feed. I'm getting the scenery, mate. Ooh. He's pulling down his scarf to eat, but every time it looks like he's pulling down his top to welcome the souls into his ample bosom. Yeah, it kind of does. Like, check out my non-existent tits. Whatever. I don't think I even need to fight these things.
This edifice, marked with the elemental light symbol, was clearly much older than the ruins in the rest of the cemetery. The door was far too high to reach, and to open it, it seemed the Reaver would need to be imbued with the power of darkness. Clearly, I had more to accomplish before I could discover what lay within.
More to accomplish. Ow. Give me a break, will ya? Yeah, every time you return to the physical world, you have to watch this animation play out. But it's a cool animation, but it does get a bit old. Raziel. Why? What was going on there? Why couldn't I interact with that? check out my non-existent tits. That's how I caption my nudes on Grindr. It's been ages since I used Grindr, so I can't remember like whether you know how it all works. Do you put captions on images? You should make like, if you put alt text, you should make like a little ARG, and then only go out with people who solve it. Reason for me to fight these people. Don't call me wretched. You're wretched. Actually. Wasn't this just where I came from? Oh no, it couldn't have been, because I was in the spirit realm when I... here. Drink? God, how many enemies do I need to kill Raziel to get some more attacks? There we go. Perforate carcass. Not quite as good as Kain's one, but it does have a cool animation. Which we'll have to see later, I guess. B. There we go. For all those you have killed, die now. Destroy him. I think another weakness this game has is that they didn't really know how to keep it feeling varied. Like Devil May Cry 3, I think and Devil May Cry 1 as well, does a pretty good job of like mixing up the different like environments and enemies you're fighting pretty quickly. I mean, not enemy types in DMC3 to be fair, but it has a variety of different rooms, whereas there's a lot of like repeated running backwards and forwards through the same environments in Defiance. On a scale of Devil May Cry to Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 2 to Devil May Cry 3, where is this game? It's definitely better than 2. Like, hands down. I would say it's like it's a 2.6.5, maybe a 2.7. Like it's really, it's a lot more, like the atmosphere makes up for it a lot. But in terms of like pure gameplay, I think, yeah, it's I make this probably. Oh, I bet I have to be in the spirit world. 3 has a decent variety. Yeah, 3 has a decent variety of enemies, but it doesn't put most of them in front of you for the first couple levels. I mean, it's got more variety in some ways than this, because every enemy sort of fights the same way in this game. Like the characters and the environments, I think, do a lot of heavy lifting, and music as well for this game. But compared to that puts it way ahead of Devil May Cry 2. But on a purely gameplay level, this game feels a little better to play than DMC2. But the cracks shine. If you're someone who's played DMC3 and Bayonetta as much as I have, you eventually just can't help but notice where it's mechanically just not as tight a game. But then, that is a massively high bar to cross. A lot of B-tier action games fall into the trap of having cool combat system and not giving you enough energy. Yeah, none of the enemies really ever require you to do any of the combo moves. The combo moves are all directional inputs and either triangle or square. Which is kind of cool, but they are just do more damage in a single hit, and that's it. Those are your two kinds of attacks, and then do it in the air. Do I want to go in here now?
As I stepped through, I felt a sense of displacement, as some arcane sorcery transported me away.
Yeah, none of the a lot of the enemies in DMC3
of the vampire civilization. Perhaps here I would finally decipher the riddle of my destiny.
My destiny.
Throughout these ruins, I found murals depicting the seminal events of vampire history. These scenes commemorated a great war between the ancient vampires and their rivals. In triumph, they banished their adversaries from the world and raised the pillars as the lock that binds them. The image of the Reaver was inscribed throughout this place. The image of the Reaver, always depicted with reverence. The vampire's holy weapon was destined to be borne by their prophesied hero, for whom it was forged. But if this was my destiny, why had the Reaver tried to consume me?
Why indeed. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I feel like that combat is just purely mashing square. There's nothing to it.
This scene depicted the appointment of the original vampire guardians, each summoned to serve when the pillars were raised. Each guardian is aligned to the principle of the pillar he serves, and the balance guardian is the axis of them all.
But yeah, the enemies in DMC3 sort of encourage you to use your different skills and to approach them differently, and different weapons and abilities work better or worse on them. It's a little bit undermined by the fact that you can't, at least in the original version of the game, you don't have access to all your weapons at any time. So sometimes you just need to know what enemies are going to appear in a certain level and pick the good weapon for fighting them. Which is, kind of fun, because it rewards you for, knowing the game and learning it. But on a first playthrough, it feels very unrewarding. You just feel like you're getting caught out all the time. But yeah, this game doesn't really, encourage you to use any of the different, skills you get, really. I've shown it a few times, when you fill up the meter and, hold down square, you can do these, big spells. And, that's kind of fun. How can I eat these guys? Why am I even fighting them? There we go. Yeah, there's rarely much like reason for you to use those spells. They do a lot of damage to everyone around, and some of them later on have different, like mildly different effects, like they freeze enemies or they confuse them or they blind them somehow. But it's like, it's really underwhelming. Like, mostly you just want to be doing more damage to enemies and killing them. So none of the like skills that you get and none of the Reaver spells that you get really sort of change the way you play the game at all. And then, you know, they don't have to necessarily, but it does mean that it's a bit underwhelming getting all these abilities because they don't sort of like unlock any new fun stuff to you know, they unlock puzzle solving elements, which is fun, but like not combat. It still is mostly, throughout most of the game, is just press square a lot, and then every now and then throw in a triangle if you want to like launch someone. Now, why did I come in here? Oh, I revived a human in that room, didn't I? Look how much faster Raziel climbs than Kain. Maybe it's just the animation, but it feels like so much faster. No, I don't want to come here. It just leads me back to the entrance. Not where I want to be. Oh, you're winning, Merle. I'm not winning. I went the wrong way. Yeah, it's a definite improvement on the first game's combat and stuff. It's a lot more like fun to play. Like combat doesn't feel so sort of tedious. There's too much of it, I still think, in the game, given how eventually the cracks do show and it does stop being fun. Well, like, stop being fun. It stops being, like, something you sort of want to engage with. Refresh time. Yes! If you could all refresh your browsers, that would be huge. Keep my view counts up. Get my funny up, get my money up.
At last it was done. The Reaver was forged with darkness. As I felt this new power coursing within the Wraithblade, I knew that now the Light Temple would open to me.
Nice. So, yes, extinguish these. Extinguish these torches. I just need to find a way back up there. Oh, I know the way up there. It's this room. Flip, flop, flip, flop. What was I saying? Sorry, I was talking about something. Run, little Raziel. God damn it. Keep on interrupting me when I'm trying to eat. Gulp. Yeah, there's still, like, we'll see it later, but there's some really egregious enemies later on in the game, which just have way too much health and are not fun to fight at all.
At last I had the means to confound those gargoyles in the mausoleum and discover what lay behind that mysterious door.
I don't know whether it explains this to you, but yeah, the Reaver spell that you can cast now is that you can become invisible, but the gargoyles won't see you. This game has such a cool art style. That definitely helps it. I kind of just miss, some games had art styles like this, honestly, or any art style at all. When Nvidia were like showing off their DLSS5 thing, all I could think about was like, this is not going to meaningfully improve the kind of games I like that are like cartoony and have aren't just like photorealistic, boring slop. Like, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is not going to be improved by that filter. This game would not be improved by that filter, and I can show you some very clear evidence that that's true. Here's what the remastered version looks like. I just think it looks worse. I think Raziel looks worse. He's more, high poly count, I guess, and like high res textures. But call me crazy, I kind of like this better. This has like a distinct feel. Like, this mausoleum feels dusty and old. Like, it looks more vibesy in some places in this, but I don't know. I think I like the original art style of the game more. More polygons equals better game. Everyone knows this. Yeah, that does seem to be like the dominant mode of thought. Nice.
All those you haven't killed.
For all those you killed, see ya. Yeah, but I think a lot of the game's aura is gone. I think the character models look worse in the remastered version. Like, they look more like Kain's model looks more accurate to how he does in the cutscenes and like the pre-rendered graphics of the games. But I don't think he looks better per se. And I don't want to besmirch, the work. Well, one of the things I will say about this remake compared to, or remaster compared to Demon's Souls, is that they knew in this game to give you this option. You don't have to look at the texture work they did if you don't want to. And I think this is how, if remasters and re-releases are going to happen, this is how I'd rather they happened. Demon's Souls, doesn't give you an option to see things in the more close to the original art style, and I think it's just a much worse remaster or remake for it. I was thinking earlier, I think it was yesterday actually, I was thinking how I kind of want to replay the Spyro the Dragon games because I've got a lot of nostalgia for them. And I think there's a remastered version available. And I was just like, well, do I want to play that though? Surely, I might actually just want to play the original, and I wonder if that's accessible to me. And I don't know if the remastered versions have original graphics mode as an option. Because that'll be a deal breaker for me. If they don't, then there's part of me that'll be like, well, I don't know if we bothered to do this. Ah, of course. Delightfully devilish, Raziel. Who's that?
Against all odds, I had stumbled into Kain's own mausoleum. This seemed an unlikely coincidence.
This is where Kain was buried. Get a glimpse of Kain in his human form. Is it common to bury people in front of a giant portrait of themselves? Gulp. How many people were buried here? For real? That was hard. Another secret. Maybe. Stop hitting me. Leave me alone. Meanies. Right, yeah, this it's one of those moments where the camera angle is suddenly changing and confuse you. I wanted feed from that, did I not get anything? Now, about as close as I can get it. This is one of these jumps where it's just way easier to do this in modern controls camera. Sorry, game. But you are just a lot easier with modern camera controls for some platforming. Use TK to shatter objects. I know what it wants. Shatter. But I think the tooltips and stuff they added are a I think they might be a remaster thing, like guides on how to solve puzzles and stuff, or what to do. Big egg. Anyway, my stomach is turning towards dinner, so I'm going to finish this
as I was
temple
transported to the vampire ruin
and then
once
think
more.
about ending the stream.
But this chamber was
I need
different
to
than the
decide what I'm
first.
going to watch. I want to watch a film tonight, but I'm not sure what. kind of
In
fancy
their
watching
defeat,
something
the
like
vampire's
Demolition
enemy
Man.
retaliated with a terrible curse, afflicting the vampires with a bloodthirst that turned their once noble race into ravenous predators. This curse plunged the vampires into despair and apparently drove many to madness and self-annihilation. What was it that so devastated them that they were driven to suicide?
That's not a very algorithm-friendly language there, Raziel. I think you want to call it sewer slide. Yeah, I'll finish this tomb first. It won't. I'm imminently about to leave, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like watching like Fifth Element or like Demolition Man. I feel I want to watch one of those like era like sci-fi films, and I can't explain why. Fifth Element is a lot of fun. Yeah, I like that movie a lot when I was in college, but I haven't seen it since then. Multipass. And like what? Yeah, like Demolition Man was another one I was thinking of. Well, there's another film. Part of me wants to watch some really like cheesy cinema like Tremors or something. To get this the physical world. Crunch. Right.
I had succeeded. The Reaver was forged with the power of light, and now my way was clear. I would seek out Ariel at the pillars and see if she could enlighten me.
Just go and annoy Ariel some more. Yeah, here's these enemies that I was talking about earlier that just have way too much health. And they're not very fun to fight. Ow. And they have an attack which just knocks you on your ass. So what you want to do is attack twice, and then you try and dodge back. But do you see what I mean? Like, this isn't exactly thrilling combat. I'm just getting impatient. Phantasmal Tempest. You'd be forgiven for thinking that you were doing something wrong and that you weren't fighting them properly, and there was maybe some kind of trick to it, like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to lure them over to some environmental hazard that I can, you know, trick them into destroying themselves. No, they are just a gigantic damage sponge. I love hearing Raziel's foot padding noise as I run backwards and forwards. Yeah, a mighty duel. Illuminate. illuminate. God damn. Leave me alone. I'm going back to the physical world. I hate this. Was he like doing a drop kick on me? Son of a bitch.
I have the means now to depart the cemetery. I only needed to find the gate that would send me on my way.
I know exactly where the gate is. I think the game expects you to have seen the gate already, having been exploring. You might think like, oh, the Shadow Reaver makes you invisible when you do the Reaver spell. What does the Light Reaver do? It basically just stuns enemies for like half a second, like with a big like blinding flash of light. It's terrible. It's much better to just do the base Reaver damage to them. Now, how do I get back? It's this way, is it not? Yeah, back through these mausoleum chambers again. Run, little Raziel. You know what? I will. The game knows it needs to tell you which direction to go. You could end up wandering around here, lost for a long time, and I did. Even though the game did tell me where to go, I ignored it. I don't know whether it's actually any faster to jump, but it feels like it is, so I do it anyway.
An ancient gate, sealed by the powers of light and darkness, barred the way to the pillars beyond. To depart this place and continue my journey, I would have to find the means to open it.
Well, you're in luck, pal, because I already found exactly the means. Darken that one.
At last, the gate yielded to the powers of light and darkness with which the Reaver had been forged. The way to the pillars was open.
At last. Oh yeah, this is Kain flying to the pillars. Yeah, snow level. Next time. Great news. Oh, back off, will you? You know what, I'm just going to end up getting involved in combat. I'm going to end here, because the next section's quite long. But yeah, I think Defiance is a much stronger game than any of the others. Story-wise, it has just the best way to conclude this story that I think I could have possibly hoped for. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you all. But yeah, it's definitely like a much more playable game than Soul Reaver 1 and 2, which are fun, but they they feel a little bare bones. This has like a little bit more to sink your teeth into. Only a little. But oh, Dom, you literally just walked through the door. Well, I'll tell you what, Dom. If you have Tekken 8, I'm getting into that in a big way, so we can play some Tekken 8. As I will be doing with Silk and Rye later. They'll be training me so that I can make my Tekken 8 debut in sort of the ranked mode next week. Mayhaps. Well, I will look forward to throwing hands with as many of you as want to throw hands later. I'm going to go start getting ready to eat because I am absolutely Marvin. See you in the dojo later, indeed. Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you, Catboy Steph. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Lavender. Because you're a Fujoshi and a demon. I am both of these. Tenka Muteki no Fujoshi. Enjoy your tea, I will do. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Catch you all tomorrow for some Resident Evil 5. Later.